Your car flashes a warning light, shifts rough, or suddenly won't start, and the shop wants $300 just to take a look. Hold on, because a lot of these issues aren't failures. They're systems that get confused and need a simple reset. In this video, I'll walk you through the quick reset mechanics used all the time, but rarely mentioned. Let's get started. Number 14, the throttle body reset. Your car hesitates when you hit the gas pedal. It idles rough at stoplights. The dealership says you need a $400 throttle body cleaning and calibration. But here's the truth. Your throttle body just needs to relearn its idle position. Disconnect your battery for exactly 10 minutes. During this time, turn your key to the on position without starting the engine and press the gas pedal to the floor 5 times. This clears the adaptive memory. Reconnect the battery, start the car, and let it idle for 5 minutes without touching anything. The ECU will relearn the proper throttle position. This reset works on virtually every car made after 2005. Mechanics charge between $150 to $300 for this procedure that requires 0 parts. The hesitation disappears because your throttle body position sensor recalibrates to factory specifications. According to automotive forums, approximately 70% of throttle-related complaints resolve with this simple procedure. The process forces your engine computer to forget all its learned adjustments and start fresh. You'll notice smoother acceleration and better idle quality within the first few miles of driving. Some vehicles might experience slightly rough running for the first 10 minutes as the system adapts, but this normalizes quickly as the computer builds new reference tables based on current sensor readings. Number 13, the TPMS Sensor reset. That annoying tire pressure light won't turn off even though you've checked every tire twice. The service center wants $75 to reset it with their special tool. For most vehicles, the reset button is hiding under your steering wheel or in the glove box. Check your owner's manual for the exact location. With the car running, hold that button until the TPMS light blinks 3 times. Drive for 10 minutes above 25 miles per hour, and the system recalibrates itself. Some newer models require a different method. Inflate all tires to the exact pressure listed on your door jamb, then drive at highway speed for 15 minutes. The system automatically relearns. No Toyota, Honda, or Ford built after 2015 requires a scan tool for TPMS resets despite what dealerships claim. This 5-minute fix saves you a trip to the shop every time you rotate tires or the weather changes dramatically. For vehicles without a reset button, there's another method. Turn your ignition to on, press the hazard light button 6 times, then start the car. The TPMS system enters relearn mode automatically. Drive normally for 20 minutes, and the light turns off. Temperature changes cause tire pressure fluctuations of 1 to 2 psi for every 10-degree shift, which commonly triggers false warnings. Understanding this saves unnecessary shop visits during seasonal weather transitions, when these lights illuminate most frequently across all vehicle makes. Number 12, the sunroof reset. Your sunroof stops halfway. It makes grinding noises. It won't close all the way, and now you're panicking about rain damage. Dealerships diagnose this as a failed motor and quote $800 for replacement, but 90% of the time, your sunroof just lost its calibration points. Close the sunroof manually if possible. Turn your ignition to on without starting the engine. Press and hold the sunroof close button for 15 seconds past the fully closed position. You'll hear a clicking sound as the motor learns its limits. Then press and hold the open button until it's fully open, continuing for another 10 seconds. This teaches the sunroof module where fully open and fully closed actually are. Most German cars and Hondas use this exact procedure. The grinding noise disappears because the motor stops fighting against incorrect position data, takes 3 minutes, costs nothing, and saves you from an unnecessary $600 repair bill. Battery disconnection causes the sunroof module to forget its position memory, which is why this issue often appears after battery replacement or electrical work. The clicking sound you hear during the reset procedure indicates the motor is cycling through its complete range and storing new position values in memory. Some luxury vehicles require holding the button in the tilt position for an additional 5 seconds to calibrate both the slide and tilt functions separately, ensuring complete operation restoration across all sunroof movement directions. Number 11. The radio or infotainment reset. Your touchscreen freezes. Bluetooth won't connect anymore. The backup camera shows a black screen. The service department wants $200 to diagnose the electrical system. Here's the secret. These computers crash just like your phone. Most cars have a hidden reset combination. For Ford and GM vehicles, hold down the power button and the right seek button simultaneously for 10 seconds. Hondas and Toyotas require pressing and holding both the audio knob and the home button. If your car doesn't respond to button combinations, pull fuse number 67 or the fuse labeled audio for 30 seconds. Your presets and settings will reset. But that frozen screen comes back to life. Modern infotainment systems run modified Android or Linux, and they need rebooting occasionally. This fix resolves approximately 80% of electronic glitches that dealerships blame on faulty modules, requiring replacement. Write down your radio stations before trying this. Software updates from manufacturers sometimes introduce bugs that cause system freezes, particularly affecting models from 2016 to 2020, when automakers were rapidly expanding touchscreen technology. The infotainment computer manages dozens of functions simultaneously, including navigation, audio, climate display, phone connectivity, and camera feeds. When memory buffers overflow or processes conflict, the entire system locks up. The hard reset clears temporary memory and restarts all processes from scratch, similar to rebooting your smartphone when apps freeze or behave erratically during normal daily usage patterns. Number 10. The automatic window reset. Your power windows won't go up automatically with one touch. They stop inches from the top. The window motor seems weak. The dealer quotes $350 for new window regulators. Stop right there. Your windows just need their limit points reprogrammed. Roll the window all the way down and hold the button for 3 seconds after it stops. Then, roll it all the way up and hold the button for 3 seconds after it reaches the top. This teaches the window control module where the true endpoints are. Do this for every window that's acting up. The one-touch feature returns immediately on most vehicles. This reset is especially important after disconnecting your battery or replacing a window motor. BMW, Mercedes, and Audi require this procedure after any battery service. But dealerships forget to mention the free fix. The entire process takes 90 seconds per window and prevents unnecessary parts replacement that costs hundreds of dollars. The window control module uses these stored limit points to determine how much force the motor should apply and when to stop movement. Without proper calibration, the system becomes overly cautious and stops early to prevent damage, or it loses the anti-pinch safety feature that prevents injury. Some vehicles store this calibration data in volatile memory that disappears when power is interrupted, while others maintain it permanently until manually reset. European vehicles particularly rely on precise window calibration for their advanced anti-pinch sensors that can detect resistance as light as 4 pounds of force. Number 9. The transmission shift reset. Your transmission shifts hard. It hesitates shifting gears. It feels like it's slipping. Transmission shops start salivating at $3,000 rebuild quotes. But modern automatic transmissions learn your driving style and sometimes learn it wrong. Disconnect your battery negative terminal for 15 minutes. This erases the adaptive shift tables your transmission has built up. When you reconnect and start driving, accelerate gently for the first 50 miles. Your transmission computer relearns optimal shift points from scratch. This reset fixes rough shifting in approximately 70% of cases, according to transmission specialists. It's particularly effective on Hondas, Nissans with CVT transmissions, and any GM vehicle with a 6-speed automatic. The hard shifts disappear because corrupted adaptation data gets wiped clean. If the problem returns after this reset, then you actually need mechanical repair, but always try the free fix first. Modern transmissions use adaptive learning to compensate for clutch wear, fluid degradation, and driving patterns. Over time, the computer's learned values can drift far from optimal, especially if previous owners drove aggressively or the vehicle experienced extreme conditions. The transmission control module stores hundreds of data points about shift timing, pressure application, and torque converter lockup. When these values become corrupted or overly compensated, the transmission behaves erratically, even though mechanical components remain in good condition. Gentle driving during the relearn period prevents the system from adapting to aggressive patterns that caused the original problem. Number 8. The ABS or traction control reset. Your ABS light is on. Traction control keeps activating randomly. The brake pedal feels weird. The dealership connects their scanner and announces you need a $600 ABS module. Hold on. Your ABS system might just need recalibration. Turn your car off completely. Turn the key to on without starting the engine. Pump the brake pedal exactly 15 times within 20 seconds. You'll feel the pedal firmness change. Turn the key off, wait 30 seconds, then start the car normally. Drive in a safe area and accelerate to 25 mph. Then brake firmly but not hard enough to trigger ABS. Repeat this 5 times. The system recalibrates its wheel speed sensors. This reset works on most Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors vehicles from 2010 onward. It clears false sensor readings that make the computer think there's a malfunction. If the light stays off after 50 miles of driving, you just saved hundreds on a repair you never needed. Wheel speed sensors measure tiny voltage changes as teeth on a tone ring pass by magnetic pickups. Electrical interference, corroded connections, or temporary voltage drops can cause erratic readings that the ABS module interprets as sensor failure. The recalibration procedure forces the module to re-establish baseline values for each sensor under known conditions. When you brake at exactly 25 miles per hour, the system learns what normal sensor behavior looks like and adjusts its fault detection thresholds accordingly. Number 7. The steering angle sensor reset. Your steering wheel is crooked when driving straight. The traction control light comes on during turns. The dealership says you need a wheel alignment and sensor calibration for $250. The alignment might be necessary, but the sensor calibration is free. After getting your alignment done, drive in a straight line on a level road at exactly 20 miles per hour for at least 60 seconds. The steering angle sensor automatically relearns center position on most vehicles made after 2010. For stubborn systems, turn your steering wheel fully left until it stops, then fully right until it stops, then back to center. With the wheels pointed straight, turn off the car and restart it. The sensor recalibrates to the new center point. This is especially important after any suspension work or tire rotation. Honda and Toyota systems recalibrate within 1 mile of straight driving. German cars might take 5 miles. The crooked steering wheel straightens out once the sensor knows where center actually is. The steering angle sensor feeds critical data to electronic stability control, traction control, and active safety systems. When it reports incorrect angles, these systems activate inappropriately or fail to engage when needed. The sensor itself is simply a rotary encoder that counts degrees of rotation from a 0 point. If that 0 point becomes misaligned with actual straight-ahead wheel position, every calculation becomes wrong. Modern systems use accelerometers and yaw sensors to cross-reference steering input, allowing automatic recalibration when the vehicle detects consistent straight-line driving with stable sensor readings. Number 6. The climate control reset. Your air conditioning blows hot on one side and cold on the other. The temperature seems completely random. The heater doesn't work right. The dealership diagnoses a failed blend door actuator for $450. Before spending that money, try the climate control reset. Turn off your car completely and remove the key. Press and hold both the recirculation button and the defrost button simultaneously. While holding these buttons, turn your car to on position. Keep holding for 10 to 15 seconds until you hear clicking noises from behind your dashboard. Those are your blend door actuators cycling through their full range of motion. Release the buttons and the system recalibrates. This reset works on most domestic vehicles and many Asian imports. The clicking sound indicates the actuators are finding their proper positions. If your temperature control returns to normal, you just avoided a repair that requires removing half your dashboard. The reset clears position errors that make the computer think actuators are in different spots than they actually are. Blend door actuators are small motors that control flaps, directing airflow through your heater core or evaporator. The climate control module tracks their position using potentiometers or Hall effect sensors. When calibration drifts, the module commands the wrong position to achieve desired temperature. The actuator might be physically at hot, but the computer thinks it's at cold, resulting in temperature control chaos. The reset cycle forces each actuator to its physical limits, allowing the module to relearn actual minimum and maximum positions. Number 5. The fuel system reset. Your gas gauge reads empty when the tank is full. The range estimate is wildly inaccurate. The low fuel warning activates randomly. The service advisor wants $350 to replace your fuel level sending unit. Try this first. Fill your tank completely until the pump clicks off 3 times. Within 5 seconds of filling, turn your key to on position without starting the car. Wait exactly 2 minutes. Then start the engine. Drive until the tank reaches 1/4 full. Then fill it completely again. This 2-cycle process recalibrates the fuel gauge computer. Your car's ECU learns the actual voltage readings from the fuel sender at full and low levels. This reset fixes inaccurate fuel gauges in roughly 65% of cases. It's particularly effective on older Fords, Chevrolets, and Dodges, where the gauge needle bounces around. The system needs these reference points to accurately calculate fuel level. If the problem persists after the second fill-up, then you genuinely need a new sending unit. But this free reset is always worth attempting first. Fuel level senders use a variable resistor attached to a float arm, similar to a toilet tank mechanism. The float position changes resistance, which the gauge interprets as fuel level. Over time, the computer's voltage to level lookup table can become corrupted or drift from actual values. Providing clear, full, and low reference points allows the system to recalibrate its entire range. The 2-minute key-on period without starting gives the fuel pump time to pressurize and ensures the float has stabilized at true level. Number 4. The adaptive learning reset. Your car feels sluggish. Fuel economy has dropped noticeably. It doesn't respond like it used to. The mechanic recommends a $200 fuel system cleaning. Save that money for now. Your engine computer has learned bad habits over time, compensating for dirty sensors or old fuel. Disconnect the battery for at least 20 minutes. Some mechanics recommend 30 minutes to fully clear capacitors. This erases all adaptive fuel trims and ignition timing adjustments. When you reconnect, the engine computer starts fresh with factory programming. Drive gently for the first 30 miles so the system relearns properly. Don't accelerate hard or idle for extended periods during this break-in. Your car needs to build new adaptation tables based on current conditions. Most drivers report noticeably better performance and improved fuel economy within 100 miles. This reset is essentially a factory refresh for your engine management system. It's particularly effective after changing spark plugs, cleaning the mass airflow sensor, or using really bad gas that confuse the computer. Engine control modules continuously adjust fuel delivery and ignition timing based on oxygen sensor feedback, trying to maintain optimal air-fuel ratios and emissions. When sensors provide degraded or incorrect data, the computer compensates by creating adaptive corrections that move further from baseline values. Eventually, these corrections accumulate into poor performance. Clearing adaptations removes these compensations, forcing the system to operate on base programming with current sensor data, which often reveals that sensors are now functioning correctly after maintenance or simply from fuel quality improvement. Number 3. The Active Park Assist Reset. Your parking sensors beep constantly, even when nothing's there. The backup sensors don't work at all. The blind spot monitoring gives false warnings. The dealership wants $150 to recalibrate your camera and sensor system. Here's what they don't advertise. These systems self-calibrate during normal driving. Clean all your sensors thoroughly with glass cleaner and a microfiber cloth. Road grime and salt buildup cause 90% of false sensor alerts. After cleaning, drive in a straight line at 35 miles per hour for at least 2 miles on a clear road with lane markings. Your cameras and sensors automatically recalibrate. For backup camera issues, some vehicles require shifting into reverse 5 times with 10-second pauses between shifts. This cycles the camera through its full range and clears temporary errors. Most Ford, GM, and Toyota parking assist systems reset themselves within 10 miles of highway driving after cleaning. Those phantom beeps disappear once the sensors can actually see clearly again. Only pay for professional calibration if cleaning and driving don't resolve the issue. Ultrasonic parking sensors emit high-frequency sound waves and measure return time to calculate distance. Even thin layers of dirt, mud, or road salt interfere with signal transmission and reception, causing either false detections or complete failure to detect obstacles. Camera lenses fog internally or accumulate film that degrades image quality, confusing computer vision algorithms that identify lane markings and objects. The self-calibration routine during highway driving allows the system to establish baseline readings in controlled conditions where sensors should detect nothing, setting proper sensitivity thresholds. Number 2. The Battery Management Reset. You installed a new battery, and now your car idles rough. The electrical system acts weird. Warning lights appear randomly. Your mechanic mentions a possible alternator problem at $600. Not so fast. Your car's battery management system is still calibrated for your old battery's characteristics. Most modern cars need a battery registration reset. The procedure varies by manufacturer, but here's the common method. Disconnect both battery terminals and touch them together for 30 seconds. This completely drains residual power. Reconnect the battery, ensuring connections are tight. Start the car and let it idle for 10 minutes without touching anything or turning on accessories. The battery management system relearns the new battery's voltage characteristics and charging requirements. European cars especially need this reset. BMW, Mercedes, and Volkswagen can throw dozens of false codes without proper battery registration. The rough idle disappears because the computer stops compensating for a battery that no longer exists. This 5-minute reset prevents misdiagnosis of problems that aren't actually there. Modern vehicles use intelligent charging systems that adjust alternator output based on battery age, temperature, and charge state to maximize battery life and fuel economy. The system monitors voltage drop under load, charging acceptance rate, and internal resistance. When you install a new battery with different characteristics, the computer continues using old parameters, resulting in overcharging, undercharging, or erratic charging that affects engine idle quality through varying alternator load. The relearn procedure lets the battery management system measure actual new battery behavior and optimize charging strategy accordingly. Number 1. The check engine light reset. The most common and most profitable trick dealers use. The check engine light. Your light comes on and they charge $150 for diagnosis, often finding problems that need expensive fixes. Here's the reality. 30 to 40% of check engine lights are triggered by temporary sensor glitches or minor issues that self-correct. Before paying for diagnosis, try this sequence. Tighten your gas cap until it clicks 3 times. This fixes evaporative emission codes, the most common trigger. Drive for 3 days. If the light stays on, disconnect your battery negative terminal for 10 minutes to clear non-critical stored codes. Reconnect and drive another 50 miles. If the light returns, you have a real problem worth diagnosing. If it stays off, you just had a temporary glitch. Legitimate issues will always re-trigger the light within 50 miles. This method doesn't hide serious problems. It eliminates false positives. Onboard diagnostics monitor hundreds of parameters continuously, and momentary sensor voltage spikes or electrical interference can trigger codes, even though the underlying condition no longer exists. Don't waste money diagnosing temporary electronic hiccups that resolve themselves. Always address the root cause if the light returns.